Hey, what's going on YouTube? With an update today about the FFBE Community Challenge, and we can see that we have completed Omega Spawn Rush and the Looming Wall, so that's cool. We're going to get the Lapis from that. But there's a lot left to do for Fort Vorn Sealed Sector Depths and Behold the Dark Calamity. And I've gotten some questions on stream about how to beat Behold the Dark Calamity. I've seen some questions on Facebook and stuff like that. And I think people are having some trouble with it for a couple of reasons. I'm going to show you why that is. But let's go ahead and take a look at the fight itself. You can see this in the Vortex. And if you scroll down, it's right here, Behold the Dark Calamity. And if you go to the extreme version, which is the hard one, the one people are having trouble with, I'm just going to fill my energy. We can do this real quick. And if you see we have a party of 4, do it without dying and within 4 turns to get all the rewards for it. So if you've never done this before, getting all 4 of these in one run is definitely possible using some older units, and we're going to show an example of that now. And if you look at the strategy, here's where I think people are having some trouble. So the strategy tells you this. It's a beast, it is weak to dark, it is vulnerable to spirit reductions, and frequently uses physical attacks. Okay, that is all true, okay? It is a beast, it's weak to dark, it's vulnerable to spirit, and it is frequently using physical. But the problem is, that's only like half the truth, and here is what I'm talking about, right? If you look at the wiki, or if you scan the boss in the game, you can see that it not only is weak to dark, it is 90% resistant to everything else, and it is immune to attack, defense, and magic breaks, and only vulnerable to spirit breaks. So yes, this is all true. However, the other side of that is if you're trying to use any other element, you're going to have to really bring really strong imperils, field support, and all that stuff. So it's really just better to go with dark. If you've got dark as an option, in particular, if you've got dark mages to bring, you can get this done pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a clear using some dark physical units get this thing done in 3 turns. So you can take this and you can swap in a mage, you can swap in other field supports and things like that. But I'm going to show you that it definitely can be done using pretty limited options. So let's go ahead and take a look. And I'm going to go next. You cannot bring a friend. I think that's the other reason people are having a hard time. But here's what we're going to take. We're going to take Melissa. We're going to take Runda. We're going to take NVA Fae. This is not even good Fae. This is like the old Xenogears Fae that you can get from like rainbow crystals on the current banner. NVA Fae. We're going to use him as our primary damage dealer. And we have Roberta. So let me go ahead and show you what we're doing here. Melissa does not have to be EX3. I just happen to have EX3 and I don't have a spare one to show you. But all she's wearing is her own personal gear, no vision card, no abilities. She can basically just wear one of these and be totally fine. She does, do a lot of good support for us, but she doesn't take any damage and she doesn't do any damage, so her gear is irrelevant. We'll talk about Faye in a second. Runda's wearing all story gear and trial gear. And then just like some evasion and provoke and stuff like that. He's got a power cut card. He doesn't actually take any damage. So power cut's not really relevant. All he really needs is evasion and provoke, and you're going to be just fine. There you go. Roberta is geared with like a bunch of like magic gear, but it's all like old trial stuff or free stuff or whatever. So, Curse Doll, Heliolite, Ark's Hat, Golbez Armor. The only thing on here that's really nice is Dark Rain's STMR. Can totally be swapped out, doesn't matter. Her own STMR as well. If you've got her, you can potentially throw a Moogle on her and get her own STMR. If you've got 2 of her STMR, it's even better. Otherwise, I just got her loaded up with Beast Killer materia. And then just a random vision card that I happen to have from when I got her. So I guess that's not technically available now. Let's put on something better that just gives magic, random magic vision card. That is not story locked or not event locked or something like that. Random magic vision card. I'm putting myself on the spot here. Hold on a second. Let me find one. Why am I making this complicated? We'll just give her her own. Okay, there we go. Her own vision card, not that great, whatever. She's not the main damage dealer. Faye is, so it doesn't really even matter that much. Here's Faye. So in the base form, he is wearing a Titus garb, and he has Tyvus Spirit. If you don't have Titus garb, but you do happen to have another source of preemptive limit boost, like preemptive LB boost, or the new Lastwell Dark Lineage STMR, you could do that. However, if you've got Lastwell Dark Lineage, you can just use Lastwell, or not Lastwell Dark Lineage, Lastwell Esper of Destruction. You can just use him and just bring really good water support. You're probably going to do better here. But since we're going dark and Faye is dark, we're going to use Faye. We're going to use a Titus garb, and we're going to set him up. That way he can burst really hard with his LB for the first 5 turns, which is what we're doing, right? So there you go. In the shift form, he's not wearing any weapons. He's got just like some event gear and beast killer, and that's pretty much it. He's got his own STMR, his own TMR, just to trigger his trust passive, and then like equip helmet and clothing, and then one of the secret power things. If you don't have that, you can take it off. It's fine. You can get that really easily right now because it's on banner. There's lots of ways you could get Seeker of Power or Assassin Born of Hate. Either one is fine. It just gives him 500 attack. And then I just grabbed like a decent-ish vision card. You know, this is Knights of Grandshelt's really old unit. I'm sure you have something better than 130 attack at this point, but there you go. So there's Faye, and we're going to use Faye to take care of this. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and we will figure this out. So here we are doing a really old content. Runda is going to just start us off here with cover, and he could use like provoke if he really wanted to. Doesn't really matter. He could cast protect if you don't have evasion gear, so you could use protecta to give you a little bit of mitigation and stuff like that. And there he is. Melissa is going to use one use of her Abyssal Blessing. That's going to give us Dark Amp for 3 turns. It's going to get stronger every turn. This is starting on turn 1. We're going to go ahead and use Beast Killer on Faye, and then we're going to use Minutes of Might for a Limit Burst boost on Faye. It does it for everybody, though. It's cool. And then Roberta is going to use stat buffs from Support from the Skies. That would also give you Evasion, Mirage stacks for the party. So like if you didn't have it for your tank, now you do. Mega Breath to give her quad cast, and then you can use whatever she wants. She's going to use Destroyer's Dominion Dragon for an attack and magic buff for herself. There we go. Does a little bit of damage. Pretty cool. And here's Faye. Faye is just going to use Tyvus Spirit. That way his limit burst on the next turn is going to be nice and strong. See all these physical attacks that the boss does that are just hitting Runda, and Runda's evading them and dodging them. He doesn't have Mirage stacks anymore because he got all wiped out, but you know, he's still got evasion from his gear. So we're ready to go. Melissa is going to use a second use of her Abyssal Blessing. This is going to make sure that you've got 2 turns consecutively of 100% Dark Amp. Just in case we don't get this on turn 3, we're going to be able to get it on turn 4. Go ahead and use Beast Killer on Roberta, our other damage dealer. And then she's got nothing to do with her turn, so we'll go ahead and just use Curse Control. Why not? Something to do. We're going to hold off on Runda. Faye is going to shift here and use his Limit Burst. Kishin and Roberta is going to quad Mystic Breath. So this is the tag team attack, so it's going to start building the chain, and then Faye's going to kind of weave into it and do some damage. So you're going to send Roberta first, wait just a split second, and then send Faye, and then we'll do some damage here. So it's going to go like this: Roberta, Faye. There you go. Very nice. We're safely in the turn 3 category here. To help refill Limit Burst for Faye, Runda's now going to use his LB. There you go. Now we're ready to go on turn 3. Bunch of AoE attacks, physical single target attacks. Runda's soaking it all up. Notice we don't have any breaks, no fields, no nothing. We're just got imperils going, and not even very good ones. We got a 130 imperil from Faye. It's like as good as we got. We are full on Limit Burst for Xenogears, so we're ready to go again. We'll just do Quad Breath one more time. And this should do it. So same timing. We are going to go ahead and have Melissa redo the Beast Killer buff on Faye. There we go. And now we'll just send Roberta and then Faye. And if that didn't kill the boss on turn 3, you are now ready to get a 100% amp on the next turn as well. And that will definitely kill the boss. But I think the problem that most people are having is this 90% resistance to everything else. So look right up here, right? It's immune to defense breaks, and you've got all those resistances that you're going to have to overcome with really big imperils and field effects and stuff like that. Here's our damage breakdown. Faye, obviously doing most of the damage. The boss only has 2.1 billion health, and we did quite a bit more than that. Faye did the large majority of it. Roberta's just doing the tag chain and letting Faye do his thing. And there you go. So hopefully that is useful to you. If you're somebody who's struggling with Behold the Dark Calamity, now you've got a way you can do it, and that'll work for you. So yeah, if you're having trouble with the other one, let me know. I don't think people are. I haven't heard anybody asking about it. That one's a little easier. This one has just kind of got these specific requirements, and sometimes a 4-person team's a little hard. But if you're having any trouble, let me know with the other one, and I will put something together for it. In the meantime, be good to each other, take care, and we will see you in whatever comes next.